Hi guys, welcome back to another Matchbox Garage video. We start this video by unboxing this box. This I know what it is. It is a Metro, and I was approached on my Facebook page and I was asked, could I replicate the real car? And I said, I shall give it a good go. So, here we have a Corgi Austin Metro. In not bad condition, but it's not correct to how this should be looking. Now I'm going to start the video as normal around about now. So here I am after the build with the usual voiceover. Gary Moore is the chap that's approached me on my Facebook page. He has showed me a few pictures of his very own car, which is a MG Metro in white with the red pinstripes, and it is a beauty. Been having quite a chat with him, and he is a fellow car nut. And he said, Rob, please, if you could just try and make this look as close as possible to my car, that'll be great. And he popped it in the post there, and let's get a start on it. So here she is. It's a larger scale vehicle. Lots of parts on this car. You can see the interior there, the seat flopping backwards and forwards, but it just simply reads underneath Corgi Austin Metro. It's a 1.3 HLS this is based on. So you got the opening rear hatch, opening doors, and then the seats there go backwards and forward. I think that's such a great detail, that. A little bit of damage on the front bumper section here, but that's not a problem. We can glue that back in place later on. Now I've already pre-drilled this one, and we're just going to pop off the base to have a little look, see what we're working with. So the wheels there just coming out. No suspension in this car. But yeah, it looks like it's spent some time in mud. And some little tabs here that keep the rear and front bumpers in place. So yeah, a little bit of damage on this tab, but a little bit of glue later on. We'll put that back into position. Little light bar here with the headlights there. Yeah, this during its lifespan has certainly seen some kind of mud pit, so quite the wash off before painting these parts. But the backs of the seats there just pop straight off and pop straight back on, so we can easily clean that up and paint that later on. Open up the doors here to take out the dashboard, or I'll get to that. Obviously I don't have any spares for this one, so just being very gentle with these parts, Everything's in good working, non-broken, no deep gouges or scratches or cracks. So everything just needs to be cleaned up and reused today. So just trying to figure out whether I'm going to be able to remove this rear hatch. And there is quite the mechanism there. And the decision's going to be made to keep that in position, but to just remove the front doors for painting. Of course, the rear window section there will need to be drilled out and removed. So there's the dashboard there with a separate wheel. You kind of grip the end of the wheel, and then that does come out nice and easy. The wheels will be reusing. But yeah, they're a bit of a pig, these doors. Trying to get them back in again, I would say I spent close to an hour after painting, and then because of the doors, trying to get them back in, I had to repaint the car a second time. I made a couple of little scuffs, and of course touch-ups weren't good enough. I needed to repaint it. But anyway, we get these parts now into my foot-long hot dog jar. We cover the casting in boiling water, and a couple of tablespoons of caustic soda. So turning the jar around here, trying to find a little position so that we can see it. All the happenings. You see all that reaction there as the paint starts to lift away from the casting, but it's super hot. Obviously I've got a little bit more water in here than usual compared to the smaller castings, but where I'm holding it, even with this rubber glove, that heat is going straight through, and ouchie. I'll just put this to one side, and then whilst that's doing its thing, I'm going to be dropping all the plastic parts in this warm soapy water, and I actually leave it overnight just to really soak through. I'd say there was some deep ingrained dirt into this. And then whilst I was mucking around doing a few other bits, this probably took, I want to say, 15 minutes in the caustic solution. And as you can see, it's been a pretty good paint removal process. We're looking at around about a 97.83% paint removal today. And so the tack life will get it buffed up and take off the remaining scraps of paint. And just one little pass. Beautiful. So the whole thing is now buffed up and polished. We're going to be using the Tamiya Fine Surface Primer in white. Now I'm going to be painting the car in white as well, and I eventually do use the Revel email colour, the number 4, just gloss white. I admit I do skip quite a lot of the recording process on this video, There were a couple of reasons. I think, had I recorded everything that I done, you'd be here all night watching this video. It'd probably be the longest video. I would say I have in excess of 10 hours in this custom restoration, spanned over 3 evenings, and 3 very late nights. Took longer than I thought, took longer than I hoped, but I enjoyed doing it. I'm hoping, of course, that Mr. Gary Moore enjoys it too. I'm just having a look, actually, whilst watching this video, doing this voiceover. I've got to the side of me some pictures of the actual car, just on my my mobile phone, on the Facebook page, or the private messages. I shan't put them up. Of course, it's got his kind of personal whereabouts or registration and such. But yeah, it's a beauty, alright. But I turn my attention back to the video. We've got the base here. We'll be using the satin black or matte black for the base. And then I kind of add a little bit of a dry brushing later on. Probably didn't shake up the can as best as I could, and it came out quite dry. And I was a bit confused at first, but actually it made for quite an interesting finish on the base, and I quite like it. But yeah, I'm going to be painting the interior, which you'll see later on. It's a white car, but it's got a very light grey interior with a red pinstripe. And then before I paint on the grey, I'm going to give all the interior a primer undercoat. And I've polished up the window sections, the obviously front here, but also the rear, which I've done off camera. And it gets the Pledge Revive It floor gloss treatment. And then I'm going to start painting up the interior now. Now, to be honest, this is as far as the recording process goes. From here, I wanted to just make extra attention to detail, knowing that this video would be too long otherwise. So the other bits I'm going to finish off camera, but I will show you in a second all the bits painted up before putting it back together. But yeah, here's the first light coat of light grey. But anyway, this is probably now 2 days later. So there you see a little bit of dry brushing on the base there. The window section there, front and rear, with the Pledge. The interior, super happy with this. Not only in the light grey, but it's got red carpets and red pinstriping on the interior, and then the grey dash with some kind of black highlights with the dials and such. And you got the front and rear bumper, and so painted now in enamel gloss red with some details there, pinstripe on the side as Gary's car has, and then repainted the tyres in a kind of like a paint mix, and then the centres, and then you got the headlights there and a very subtle orange indicator, just like the real car. But anyway, a little reminder of what she looked like. And this is the result. So this is what 10 plus hours of time and effort gets you. You can see the pinstripe on the side, a little bit of chrome on the what do you call it, the key, and then coming around the back, painted in the rear lights, and the Metro sign painted in red. I left the others white because on the MG Metro it's only the Metro that shows in red. Of course, you got the side indicator there with the amber. The white wheels, just like the real car. The colour-coded bumpers. The colour-coded door handles. The colour-coded front grille. The red badge. But yeah, this is as close to the real car as I could make it. And I think it's great. But anyway, I want to take this opportunity to thank my patrons. And thanks everybody else for watching. Gary, sir, I hope you like it. This one probably has my most time and attention into it. And yeah, I hope you cherish it for as long as you have the real thing. But anyway, cheers guys, and I'll see you soon.